Chosen one, let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift even when no one said a word? Have you ever shared good news and watched the smile on someone's face crack just slightly, their eyes betraying something darker? Have you ever felt a tension, a resistance, a spiritual unease around people you once trusted, but you couldn't explain why? If you're nodding right now, this message is for you. And let me tell you clearly, this message didn't come to you by mistake. It has arrived in your life with divine precision, because you are being watched, not just by angels, but by eyes that don't want to see you rise. You see, when you're chosen by God, the rules are different. The atmosphere around you shifts naturally. People feel it. Even when you say nothing, your presence carries weight. Not everyone around you will admit it, but many sense your divine power, and for some, it threatens them. They can't name it, they can't understand it, but they feel it. And the worst part, they don't cheer for it, they envy it. As a chosen one, your energy exposes what others try to hide. Your light confronts their shadows. Your elevation makes them uncomfortable with their own stagnancy, and because of this, they respond, not with celebration, but with jealousy. And not all jealousy is loud. Sometimes it hides behind smiles. It speaks in whispers behind your back. It shows up in silence when you need support, and in doubt when you share your dreams. It's subtle, it's spiritual, and it's dangerous if you don't recognize it. Let me be clear, this video isn't about creating suspicion or paranoia. It's about discernment, because you have been given divine gifts, and it's time to protect them. There's a hidden battle happening around you, and whether you've seen it or not, you felt it. That tension in your chest when someone enters the room, that fatigue after spending time with certain people, that strange sense that someone you thought loved you actually resents your growth. That's not random, that's revelation. Your spirit already knows who's real and who's not. You've just been doubting your intuition. But today, we're going to confirm what your spirit has been trying to show you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 signs that the people around you are jealous of your chosen one powers. And I'm not just talking about regular jealousy. I'm talking about spiritual jealousy, the kind that comes when your very presence exposes the fact that you've been set apart, the kind that surfaces when those closest to you realize you were called to a destiny they were never invited to. So listen closely. This message is not entertainment. This is activation. It's time to stop second-guessing what you feel. It's time to stop explaining your light to people committed to misunderstanding it. You are not like them. You were not created to blend in. You were created to disrupt, to shift atmospheres, to walk in authority. And that power, you didn't ask for it. It was given to you because heaven saw something in you long before anyone else did. Now, I want you to pause for a second. If anything I've said so far is speaking to your spirit, I want you to comment 444 below. Let me know that you feel it, that this message is landing where it needs to, because I want to hear from you, and not just me. Other chosen ones across the world need to know they're not alone. We are being awakened together. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, and share this message with another chosen one who's been feeling this same hidden tension. They might not be able to name what's been happening, but this video might be the very confirmation they've been praying for. The battle around you is real, but now it's exposed. Let's go deeper. Let's uncover the signs. Let's walk in clarity, because the time for confusion is over. You've been chosen, and your light deserves to shine without apology. Chosen one, have you ever shared a breakthrough, something you were truly excited about, only to be met with a lukewarm response, a forced smile, or a dismissive, "That's cool," followed by a quick change of subject? That's not support. That's subtle sabotage, and it's one of the most common signs that someone is secretly jealous of your power. When you carry divine power, your success isn't just about you. It reflects your alignment with a higher purpose. And for those around you who are stuck in cycles of self-doubt or bitterness, watching you walk in your destiny can trigger deep spiritual discomfort. These people won't openly attack you. That would be too obvious. Instead, they'll downplay your blessings. They'll say things like, "Well, anyone could have done that," or "It's not that hard, you just got lucky." Sometimes, they'll compare your blessing to someone else's to make it seem less valuable. "Oh yeah, my cousin did something like that too." And what they're really doing is trying to dim your light because it exposes the places in them that remain unhealed, uninspired, and unaligned. But here's what I need you to understand. Chosen one, your success is sacred. Your blessings are not random. They are the fruit of obedience, pain, and persistence. They are confirmation of your divine gifts. And when people try to reduce them, what they're really doing is rejecting the part of you that is rising beyond their reach. You were chosen by God, and that choosing comes with favor, with breakthroughs, with moments that don't make sense to the natural mind. And for those who are disconnected from the Spirit, those moments feel threatening. Let's make this clear. When someone is truly for you, they celebrate you without hesitation. They feel joy when you win. They compliment you without needing something in return. But when jealousy is present, celebration turns into subtle competition. Encouragement turns into fake indifference. Support turns into silence. You'll notice that the more you rise, the less they clap. That's not coincidence. That's exposure. Some of them watched you struggle and were comfortable while you were low. As long as you were stuck, they felt safe. But when you began to walk in your chosen one powers, when doors started opening that no man could shut, when you began to elevate in ways they couldn't predict or control, their comfort turned to envy. Suddenly, your rise became a threat to their ego. And so they began to downplay it. Not because your success is small, but because their spirit is unsettled. This is why I say often, don't look for support from those who benefit from your silence. Not everyone around you is ready to see you win, and not everyone who smiles is clapping for you. The rise of the chosen reveals the true nature of people. It's a filter. It exposes who was there for your light, and who was only there as long as you stayed dim enough for their comfort. But here's the truth. Your light was never meant to be dimmed. You weren't created to walk small so that others could feel big. You weren't given divine gifts to keep them hidden just because others haven't discovered their own. Your blessings are meant to shine. They are meant to testify. They are meant to be seen, not for vanity, but for purpose. Because every time you win, someone else gains the courage to believe it's possible for them too. So if you've been feeling this, if you've noticed the fake applause, the passive-aggressive compliments, the silence in moments that should have been celebration, then I want you to recognize it for what it is, spiritual jealousy. Not everyone around you is rooting for your rise, and that's okay. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You have been approved by heaven. Chosen one, let this be a confirmation for you. You are not imagining it. You are not being dramatic. Your intuition is sharp for a reason. It's your spiritual radar, and it's telling you the truth. Some people are uncomfortable with your light because it makes them confront their own darkness. So, what should you do? Keep rising, keep shining, keep walking in your purpose. Do not apologize for your success. Do not shrink because others refuse to expand. The world needs your light. Your assignment is too important to dim for anyone. Let the jealous ones fall away naturally. Let their silence reveal their spirit. Because those who are truly aligned with your destiny will celebrate you loudly, love you openly, and grow with you unapologetically. This is your season of visibility, and no one, not even the quietly envious, can stop what God has already started. Chosen one, there's a strange feeling you get when someone mirrors you, but pretends it came from them. It's subtle at first. They start using your phrases, mimicking your style, repeating your thoughts as if they were their own revelations. You might scroll through their posts or hear them speak and feel a weird familiarity. That's not your ego speaking. That's your discernment. Because what you're witnessing is not admiration. It's hidden jealousy, disguised as imitation. When you carry divine power, your creativity flows from a higher realm. You receive insights, visions, expressions that don't come from the world. They come from the spirit. Your uniqueness is not something you studied or copied from others. It's a download from the divine. Your words carry frequency. Your energy carries authority. And when others around you are spiritually dry, they'll try to drink from your well without ever acknowledging that you dug it. You've been chosen by God, and that comes with something they can't fake: original power. Your divine gifts are one of a kind. They're not trends, they're truth. And people sense that. Even if they don't understand it consciously, something in them recognizes your spiritual signature, and instead of developing their own, they try to copy yours. But here's the painful part. They'll do it while acting like you don't even exist. No credit, no honor, no thanks. Just silent theft in the form of spiritual mimicry. Let me make it plain. Imitation without acknowledgement is not flattery. It's theft. And it's not just about pride. It's about spiritual integrity. When someone is truly inspired by you, they'll say it. They'll show love. They'll give honor where it's due. But when someone's motivated by jealousy, they'll act like they discovered the very thing they took from you. Why? Because deep down, they don't want to be you. They want to replace you. This is why your presence disrupts people more than your words ever could. You could say nothing at all and still find people around you shifting their behavior, altering their image, redesigning their content, rewriting their message, all in the direction of your frequency. They want what you carry, but they don't want the wilderness you walked through to get it. They don't want the crushing that came before the oil. They want the glow, but not the grief. The fruit, but not the fasting. The crown, but not the cross. And so, instead of honoring your journey, they copy your result. But here's what they can never replicate: your anointing. Because your chosen one powers didn't come from performance. They came from obedience, from nights you cried out alone, from moments you stayed faithful when no one was watching, from divine shaping that cannot be imitated. They can copy your words, your moves, even your style, but they cannot carry your calling. They were not built for your assignment. It's painful, I know. Watching people use your essence as a blueprint while pretending it's their own is exhausting. It makes you feel unseen, unappreciated, and sometimes even betrayed, especially when it's people you once helped, mentored, or poured into. But hear me clearly, chosen one. Your originality cannot be stolen. They can try, but it won't last. Because what comes from heaven carries a frequency that fakes cannot maintain. They'll burn out trying to be you, because only you were graced to be you. This is part of the rise of the chosen. Your influence expands even when your circle doesn't. Your voice reaches places your feet haven't touched yet. You become a template for those still searching for their identity. And while it may feel unfair now, remember, legacy isn't measured by likes or recognition. It's measured by impact, and your impact is already speaking, even in rooms you've never entered. So don't waste energy confronting copycats. Don't chase validation from those who refuse to give it. Don't lower your vibration to explain what God has already confirmed. Keep creating, keep walking, keep speaking what heaven gives you, because your source is infinite. They're drinking from your overflow. But you're tapped into the well that never runs dry. And if you're feeling this right now, if this resonates deep in your soul, I want you to pause and say it aloud. They can copy the vessel, but not the oil. Then go ahead and comment 333 if you've experienced this kind of hidden imitation from people who never gave you credit. Let others know you're not alone in this. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to lead with spiritual originality. Your divine gifts are sacred, and no one, not a mimic, not a faker, not a silent thief, can take what was written in heaven with your name on it. Keep rising, chosen one. You are the blueprint, and they know it. Chosen one, let's talk about something that's hard to admit, but impossible to ignore. Those people in your life who once claimed to love you, but now make you feel wrong for growing. They say it quietly, sometimes with a joke, sometimes with a passive-aggressive comment, but it always carries the same energy. You've changed, and not in a way that celebrates your transformation, but in a way that tries to guilt you into shrinking back. That's not love, that's manipulation, and it's one of the most dangerous signs of jealousy, because it attacks your very evolution. You weren't called to stay the same. As a chosen one, evolution is part of your divine design. Growth isn't an option, it's a mandate. You were chosen by God to expand, to transform, to rise from one level of awareness to the next. And that rise, that inner elevation, naturally separates you from those who are committed to staying where they are. But instead of accepting the distance, they try to pull you back, not with chains, but with guilt. They'll say you've forgotten where you came from. They'll act like your healing is arrogance. They'll confuse your boundaries with betrayal. And all the while, their words will carry one unspoken message. Go back to being small. That version of you was easier for me to handle. But you weren't created to be manageable. You were created to be powerful. And power cannot live in places where guilt is used as a leash. What they don't understand is that your transformation didn't come easy. Your growth wasn't glamorous. You evolved through nights of wrestling with God, through deep valleys of pain, through moments where you thought giving up might be easier than becoming. You didn't just wake up enlightened, you walked through darkness to reach the light, and now that you're standing taller, speaking clearer, loving wiser, they want to drag you back down to the level where they last felt superior. It's spiritual. It's not just personality differences. It's warfare. Because when you begin to walk in your divine power, you shift the dynamic of every room you enter. You used to be the one needing help. Now you're the one offering direction. You used to be quiet to keep the peace. Now your truth makes people uncomfortable. That shift isn't just personal. It's prophetic. And those who haven't confronted their own stagnation will respond by trying to guilt you out of yours. But guilt is a trap. It's designed to make you question your growth. It's a spirit that whispers, maybe I'm being too much. Maybe I'm too distant. Maybe I've changed in the wrong way. But listen to me, chosen one. You didn't change in the wrong way. You changed in the right way. And some people just aren't ready for that. Your evolution isn't betrayal. It's alignment. You didn't leave them behind. They refused to come with you. This is what happens during the rise of the chosen. There's a spiritual separation, a divine sorting. The wheat is pulled from the chaff. You're not trying to be better than anyone. You're just trying to be the version of you that heaven intended. And that alone triggers the insecure, the jealous, the ones who only loved you when you were broken enough to need them. But don't fall for it. Don't apologize for growing. Don't shrink to make others feel tall. Don't slow down your walk with God just to keep people who never intended to go the distance with you. Let them say what they want. Let them misread your silence. Let them be offended by your boundaries. Because your journey is not about their comfort. It's about your calling. And if any of this is hitting your spirit right now, I want you to comment 999. Let me know that you've felt this, that you've outgrown some rooms, that you've been made to feel guilty for simply healing, evolving, and becoming. Because I promise you, you're not alone. Every chosen one will face this at some point. It's part of the refining, it's part of the separation, and it's a confirmation that you're walking the right path. So what do you do when they try to guilt you? You keep walking, with your head high and your heart clean. You forgive them, but you don't follow them. You love them, but you don't lose yourself for them. Because you were not called to conform. You were called to rise, to ascend, to become. And no amount of guilt from the outside should ever cancel the glory that's unfolding within you. You're not who you used to be, and that's the point. Keep evolving, chosen one. Heaven is counting on it. Chosen one, have you ever noticed that the room gets quieter when you start to rise? That the very people who once showed up during your lowest moments suddenly vanish when you begin to win? It's not just life, it's revelation. Because when you're down, people feel comfortable. But when you start walking in your divine power, when your divine gifts begin to manifest, when your words carry authority and your actions carry fruit, something happens in the spiritual realm, and not everyone around you can handle it. Some people are addicted to your struggle. They loved you when you were broken. They applauded you when you were the underdog. They sat close when your life was full of complaints, crisis, and chaos. Because in your weakness, they felt stronger. In your confusion, they felt wise. But the moment you begin to elevate, the moment the light of your calling begins to shine bright, they start fading into the background. Their calls stop. Their messages slow down. Their presence disappears. Not because they're busy, because they're bothered. Your success reminds them of what they haven't done. Your elevation confronts their comfort zones. And instead of being inspired, they retreat. It's not your fault, and it's not personal. It's spiritual. As a chosen one, your rise disturbs those who are still asleep. Your favor threatens their ego. Your joy reminds them of the healing they've avoided. And that's why they go silent. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you did something right. Pay close attention to who claps when you win. Look at who shows up when things go well for you. Anyone can be around during the storm. But when the skies clear and blessings start falling, the ones who vanish were never truly for you. They were for your brokenness. They were for your need. And now that you're walking in strength, your presence no longer serves their hidden agenda. This is one of the clearest signs of jealousy. Because when people love you, they show up. They celebrate without conditions. They post you, support you, pray for you, and stand by you when the light hits your life. But jealous hearts can't handle that. They start to compete in silence, and when they can't compete, they disappear. Their absence is loud, their silence is intentional, and their distance is not accidental. It's a spiritual response to your light. Let's be real. You didn't ask for this spotlight. You didn't chase popularity. You didn't manipulate your way into favor. You were chosen by God. This wasn't your doing. It was His. The doors that opened for you were divine. The wisdom you carry now didn't come cheap. You paid with tears, with surrender, with pain. You died to yourself to become who you are now. And those who disappeared during your breakthrough didn't walk with you through that fire, so they don't understand the glow that followed. What's worse is that some of them will try to spin the narrative. They'll act like you changed, like you forgot about them. But in truth, you simply became who you were always meant to be. You didn't turn your back. They turned theirs the moment you became too much to ignore. Their pride couldn't handle your evolution. And instead of dealing with their own insecurity, they chose absence over authenticity. But chosen one, don't let their silence you. Don't allow their distance to make you doubt your direction. You are not walking alone. You are walking ahead, and not everyone is meant to follow. Some people were assigned to a former version of you, and their disappearance is a confirmation that you've outgrown that version. Let them go. Let their absence be your confirmation. Because where God is taking you, the room will be full of people who can handle your light without fear or jealousy. This is the rise of the chosen. And every elevation requires separation. You're not losing people. You're losing weight. You're shedding spiritual dead weight so that your wings can function the way they were designed. This is not punishment. This is positioning. And the loneliness you feel now is not a void. It's space being cleared for divine connections, for those who were sent to align with the real you. So if you've been feeling that sting of abandonment right when life started to look up, take heart. It's not a curse, it's a clue. You've stepped into a frequency that exposes the intentions of those around you. You're not imagining it. You're not being overly sensitive. Your discernment is accurate. And now that you see it, don't shrink. Don't chase. Just continue. Because your wins are only beginning. And the right people, the ones sent by heaven, will celebrate you loudly, show up consistently, and stand by you without envy. Keep rising, chosen one. Let the ones who can't handle your light fall away in silence. Their absence only makes more room for the ones who truly belong. Chosen one of the most painful forms of jealousy doesn't come through silence or absence. It comes through accusation. When people can't deny your growth, your favor, your rise, they try to corrupt it. They question your motives. They look at your light and try to convince others that it's artificial. They say, he's not really that spiritual, or she's just doing this for attention, or they're only where they are because of some hidden agenda. Sound familiar? This is the moment when you realize you're not just walking in favor, you're walking in fire, because only those who carry real divine power get questioned like that. Only those who are truly rising in the spirit will face that kind of resistance. These accusations don't come from strangers. No, they come from the very people who once clapped for you. From those who smiled to your face but harbored seeds of envy in their hearts. And now that you're becoming visible, now that your divine gifts are bearing fruit, they feel threatened. And instead of confronting their own lack of obedience or discipline, they target your purity. As a chosen one, you are not just a person. They see you as a mirror. You reflect what they aren't doing. Your consistency exposes their excuses. Your healing makes their denial uncomfortable. Your elevation calls out their apathy. And so, rather than be inspired, they choose to slander. It's easier for them to say you must have done something manipulative than it is to admit that you were simply faithful, that you were chosen by God for something they can't comprehend. Jealousy rarely confronts you directly. It gossips about you. It questions your intentions in rooms you've never stepped into. It plants doubt in others' minds, hoping to poison your credibility. And make no mistake, this isn't just envy. It's spiritual warfare. Because when the enemy sees that he can't stop your rise, he will attempt to ruin your reputation. He'll use voices close to you, people with influence, people you once trusted, and he'll stir them to say just enough to make others wonder, are they really who they say they are? But hear me, chosen one. The lies people spread about you can never cancel the truth heaven knows about you. God saw your midnight prayers. God saw your sacrifices. God watched you walk away from things no one knew you struggled with. He's the one who promoted you, not man. And that's why you must stand firm, because your integrity isn't proven by their words. It's proven by your fruit, and your fruit will speak louder than any rumor ever could. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your process. Some are not questioning you out of confusion. They're questioning you out of jealousy. They want you to stumble. They want you to react. They want you to defend yourself. Because they believe if they can pull you into the mud, they can stain what they couldn't carry. But don't fall for it. Stay elevated. Stay focused. Let them whisper while you walk. Let them speculate while you serve, because your light doesn't need a press release, it just needs to shine. This is the cost of the rise of the chosen. The higher you go, the more visible you become. And with visibility comes attack. But remember, every prophet, every messenger, every divine vessel was questioned. Even Christ himself was slandered by the very people he came to save. So don't be surprised when they question you. You're in good company. This is the sign that you're walking the narrow path, that you're carrying something eternal, and that makes insecure spirits nervous. But let their doubt be your confirmation, because they wouldn't question you if they didn't feel something different about you. They wouldn't gossip if your presence didn't stir something in them. Their resistance is a reaction to your radiance. Their suspicion is stirred by the truth you carry. So walk on. Keep doing what God told you to do. Keep living with excellence, with consistency, with purpose, because heaven knows your heart, and that's more than enough. Chosen one, I know it hurts when people misunderstand you. I know it stings when your character is called into question, especially when you've done nothing but obey the voice of God. But I'm telling you now, this is your proving ground. Stay grounded. Let your integrity be unshakable. Let your fruit do the talking. And in time, even your enemies will have to acknowledge what God has done through you. This isn't just a season of favor, it's a season of testing. And those who pass the test with quiet strength and unshaken purpose, they become unstoppable. You are not who they say you are. You are who God says you are, and that is final. Chosen one of the most cunning forms of jealousy doesn't sound like hate. It sounds like help. It doesn't wear the face of a hater. It wears the mask of a friend. It comes disguised as guidance, packaged in fake concern, dressed up in soft tones and spiritual-sounding words. They say things like, "I'm just looking out for you," or "I just don't want you to get disappointed," or "Maybe don't push too hard, you don't want to burn out." But underneath the surface, what they're really saying is, "I'm uncomfortable with your rise, and I want to slow you down without making it obvious." You know this spirit. It shows up right when your divine power is activating, right when you start stepping into your calling, right when your divine gifts begin drawing attention, gaining traction, shifting rooms. That's when the so-called advice starts rolling in. But it doesn't lift you. It limits you. It's not about protecting your destiny. It's about restricting it. And the people delivering it? Often the very ones who cheered you on until you started outgrowing them. As a chosen one, you have to become skilled in spiritual hearing, not just listening to words, but discerning the energy behind them. Because jealousy rarely walks through the front door. It creeps in through conversations that sound helpful, but are rooted in fear, control, and hidden envy. They might say, "Don't you think you're moving too fast?" But what they're really feeling is, "You're moving faster than me." They'll say, "I just don't want people to get the wrong idea about you." But what they're wrestling with is, why are people starting to notice you more than they notice me? Let's get real for a moment. There are people in your life who only supported you when your power was potential. You were safe to them as long as you were still dreaming, still trying, still figuring things out. But now that you're moving with authority, now that your voice is carrying weight, now that your life is aligning with your calling, they feel threatened. But instead of admitting it, they spiritualize their insecurity and turn it into advice. Be careful not to let it go to your head. Just stay humble. Remember where you came from. These aren't always red flags, but coming from the wrong mouth at the wrong moment, they're nothing more than subtle sabotage. And here's what makes it even harder. These people might genuinely believe they're helping. They don't see themselves as jealous. They see themselves as wise, as grounded, as protective. But what they don't realize is that their words are born from their own fear of being left behind. And if you're not careful, that fear can start to wrap around your own confidence like a noose. You'll start second-guessing your steps, shrinking your dreams, diluting your voice, not because God told you to, but because someone else's doubt got into your spirit. But chosen one, hear me clearly. Your obedience is not up for negotiation. When God begins to move in your life, when He begins to elevate you, stretch you, and call you into higher levels of visibility, you must learn to guard your spirit from well-dressed doubt. Not every warning is wisdom. Not every soft tone is safe. You were chosen by God to carry something rare, something radiant, something that disrupts the normal flow of the world. That kind of calling will always attract voices trying to keep you contained. It's okay to outgrow the advice of those who haven't grown spiritually. It's okay to thank them for their concern and still walk in the opposite direction. It's okay to love people and not let them influence your obedience, because the truth is, some people advise you according to their own limits, not God's leading. Their advice is shaped by what they would do, not what you are called to do. So don't let their concern confuse your clarity. If God gave you the vision, He will give you the protection. If He opened the door, He already prepared the foundation. If He called you, He will cover you. Keep walking, keep building, keep declaring, and yes, keep your spirit sharp. Because not every smile is sacred, and not every word is from wisdom. And if you've ever felt this, if someone ever gave you advice that left you feeling smaller, more doubtful, more distant from your own purpose, I want you to comment 777 right now. Let it be your confirmation that you're not crazy and you're not alone. This is a common trap that many chosen ones fall into, but today the trap is exposed. Your destiny is too important to be delayed by disguised discouragement. Your light is too necessary to be dimmed by soft-sounding sabotage. Trust your discernment, trust your alignment, trust your God. And remember, you are not called to be careful. You are called to be chosen. Chosen one. There's a specific kind of jealousy that doesn't just want to see you fall. It wants to make sure you fall alone. It doesn't just envy your light. It wants to dim it by disconnecting you from every source of encouragement, truth, and love. This is the strategy of isolation. When someone secretly resents your divine power but can't match it, they resort to manipulation. They work in the shadows. They spread whispers. They plant doubt in the minds of others. Why? Because they know that if they can't take your power, they'll try to take your support. If you've ever felt like people started treating you differently for no reason, if friends began pulling away after spending time with someone who was once close to you, if your name started being left out of conversations or gatherings you used to be part of, it might not be a coincidence. That could be someone behind the scenes, quietly turning people against you, not with loud hatred, but with subtle seeds of suspicion. I don't know, there's just something about them lately. They've changed, haven't they? I just think they're doing too much. These comments seem harmless, but they're dangerous, because when repeated enough, they create distance, they create walls, and that isolation can make even the strongest chosen one feel alone. But let me tell you the truth. This is a tactic of spiritual warfare. It's not just personal, it's demonic. The enemy knows that if he can't stop your calling, he'll try to disconnect you from the community that strengthens it. Because isolation weakens the spirit when it's not chosen but forced. And the people used in this tactic? Often the very ones who once claimed to be your closest allies. That's what makes it so painful. You don't expect the dagger in your back to come from someone you once trusted with your heart. You have to understand this clearly. When you carry real divine gifts, you make people uncomfortable, especially those who refuse to awaken their own. Instead of doing the work to elevate, they try to bring you back down. And when they realize they can't control you directly, they'll try to control how others see you. They'll play the victim. They'll twist your words. They'll tell just enough truth to make their lies believable. And their goal isn't just to hurt you, it's to isolate you. Because they know that a chosen one who feels alone is vulnerable to confusion, fatigue, and doubt. But what they fail to understand is that your anointing was forged in isolation. You were called in the wilderness. You were shaped in the secret place. You were refined in silence. They think taking people from you will break you. But they don't know your foundation isn't people, it's God. Still, it doesn't make the betrayal less real. It doesn't make the loneliness less heavy. You feel it. You see the shift. You hear the silence that replaced the once loud support. But let this be your confirmation. You're not crazy. You're being separated for something sacred. This isn't rejection. It's redirection. God is removing the voices that were only in your life to monitor, not to minister, to compete, not to cover. And yes, some of the ones he removes may shock you, but don't chase them. Don't beg them. Don't even try to clear your name in circles God is breaking you out of. This is the rise of the chosen, and with elevation comes revelation. You're starting to see people for who they really are, not because you've changed, but because your discernment has sharpened. The veil is being lifted. The truth is being revealed, and though it hurts, it's necessary. Because the next season of your life requires spiritual alignment. It demands that only the pure-hearted stand beside you. God is not just protecting your gift, He's protecting your peace. So if you've felt the sting of being turned on, of being isolated, of watching connections die without explanation, I want you to comment 666. Let it be a sign that your spirit recognizes what's happening, that you're not alone, that others are walking through this same transition. Because that's what this is, a transition. not a punishment. You're not losing people. You're gaining clarity. The isolation they tried to use to break you is the same space God is using to build you. They thought pulling away your support would leave you weak. But you're about to rise stronger, wiser, and more rooted than ever. Because your power doesn't come from the crowd, it comes from the call. And that call still stands. Stay grounded, chosen one. Stay focused. Don't let their strategy succeed. They can talk, but they can't stop what heaven has ordained. Let the gossipers fall away. Let the manipulators be exposed. And walk forward with boldness, because God is gathering new connections, divine alliances, and true spiritual family for your next chapter. And nothing, absolutely nothing, they do in the dark can stop what's about to be revealed in your light. Chosen one, if you've made it this far, let this truth settle deep into your spirit. Jealousy is not a curse, it's a confirmation. It confirms that your light is real, your power is active, and your presence carries weight in the spirit. You are not being targeted because you're weak. You're being watched because you're chosen. Every whisper, every side glance,